Yo guys, this is the People UK JFK 2.0. Charging battery.
Throughout, my life, I've, observed politicians and stuff like that and people in authority. And there have always been, moronic people and clueless people and all that stuff, of course. But in the key positions of power, and this is no accident, I explain in Renegade Mind how this was done. There are more morons in power, official power, not real power, around the world than ever before. You look at the premiers of the states of Australia. You have to be a moron and pass a moron test to stand for office for premier. Do you see that one the other day? That premier for Western Australia? Huh? He's got an indigenous lady sitting next to him as he tells the indigenous population in English that they should have the jab. And she's translating what he's saying in English in bloody English. What? He's speaking in English and she's translating in English. This man is Premier of Western Australia. Morons. You look at the chief medical officers of Australia, somebody called Kerry Chant in New South Wales, how she functions from getting up to going to bed, I have no idea. It is a complete mystery.
Moving on.
Hear this, an almighty, all-knowing, all-powerful God is sitting in heaven waiting to hear from you. David says that he has his hand cupped behind his ear, listening for his children to ask him for great and mighty things that we know not. He's listening for us to pull down the strongholds of addictions that enslave our families, to pull down the strongholds of abortion and pornography, to pull down the demonic forces that are destroying the government of the United States. So what does he hear from our lips? Oh God, watch over the parakeet and water the grass. Let me tell you something. When you walk through these doors and you lift your hands to pray, I want you to remember that you're talking to Almighty, all-knowing, all-powerful God, the creator of heaven and earth. The blast of his nostrils can split the cedars of Lebanon. He holds the seven seas in the palms of his hand. He weighs the mountains in a scale and the hills in the balance. You can ask him for things so staggering, so big, that God slides out of his chair and sits on the edge and says to the angels, did you hear what he said? Ask him for things that are impossible, because with God nothing is impossible. Ask him to defeat the giants in your life, because our God is a giant killer. Ask him to divide the sea before you and to bury Pharaoh and watch him turn your enemies into fish food. Ask him to send fire from heaven as he did for Elijah, and he will. Ask him to walk with you in the fire of the fiery furnace and be the fourth man in the fire, and he will. He said you will walk through the fire and the fire will not burn you. You will walk through the water and the water will not drown you. Ask him. He's the God who cannot fail. He's waiting to show you great and mighty things. Ask him. Pray. God in heaven wants you to have that power. You are made in the image of God. God is not a statue. He speaks, he thinks, he talks, he feels our infirmities. He answers our prayer. He's alive. He's Jehovah Shammah, the God who is there. He's Jehovah Nissi, the Lord who is our banner. He's Jehovah Shalom, the God our peace. Pray. God is in heaven saying, what do you need? Do you need healing? Ask in faith, believing, and I will give it. Do you need supernatural wisdom to make a tough decision? Ask of me, and I will lead you in paths of righteousness for your name's sake. Do you need peace that surpasses understanding? Ask. For nothing is impossible to those that believe. No good thing will he withhold from those that diligently seek him. Do you need the impossible? Then open your mouth. Open your mouth in faith, believing. You're not talking to the President of the United States. You're not talking to Bill Gates. Both of them together can't control their next breath. You're talking to the Creator of heaven and earth. He owns the cattle of 1,000 hills. the streets of heaven. He moves mountains. He divides seas. He'll give you wells you didn't dig, vineyards you didn't plant, houses you didn't build. He will make you the head and not the tail, because nothing is impossible to you.
Hey, are you an entrepreneur or want
Are you
to
an
be
entrepreneur? How about
that wants to take
no?
your results?
How about no?
You should be a monster.
Should be. I am.
You know, because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
It's like, is there something wrong with being competitive? There's nothing wrong with it. There's something wrong with cheating. There's something wrong with being a tyrant. There's something wrong with winning unfairly. All of those things are bad. But you don't want people to win? What's the difference between trying to win and striving? You want to know what that's about, striving?
Other than death, all failure is psychological. This failure, this upset, this catastrophe. If you aren't dead, then it's just psychological. Now, this does not mean that you won't lose some battles, because you will. We all will.
Every transformation always gets worse.
I'm not losing on today.
It's supposed to be
it's not the day after.
It's not easy.
And every day after
it's not
that.
for the ill-hearted or the
not
weak.
today.
It's for the strong people. Before you embark on
no more corruption, no more lies, no more thinking about yourself. It's all about each other. And until you start, well, I'm not. There's nobody's gonna be sticking their head in the grass no more. No more burying it underneath the rug, sweeping the thing, thinking of it. Your past is gonna be dug up every day by God and by me. You're not getting away with murder, you rich bastards. And every person below that, even the people I know, start changing your life, learning from your mistakes. Because I swear to God, if you think that this life and the way you live it is not going to have consequences, the law will always prevail.
journey mentally, you have to prepare yourself for it. It's going to get worse before it gets better. When you embark this journey, you must know that it's going to go down before it comes up. But when it comes up, it's going to go so much higher than you've ever been. Sacrificing today for tomorrow's betterment.
Unless you're dead, you are not defeated. And you have not failed. What you've done is you've learned. You've gained experience. And you're still alive. And you have memories to make. So get up and go get after it. As long as you don't surrender, as long as you don't give up, as long as you don't quit, then you haven't failed.
I mean, it's time to stop. No, it's time to move even further.
And we're constantly looking at life. What is it? What is it? Where are we? Look how interesting. Look at different cultures, different beliefs. How do they come to that? How do I feel about that? What do I think? It is a daily adventure. You have your voice. It's there. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Create. Don't let anyone stop you.
You will go through things, and while you're going through them, you can't understand why it's happened to you. But after you go through it, you get back and you look at it and you say, oh, now I understand why I needed that lesson. I couldn't understand it then. But after I got through it, then I saw that was preparing me for bigger and better things.
Seems too much. It is not too much. You are capable of overcoming every challenge in your life right now. If you decide to, you have comeback written all over you. You've overcome adversity before. You've faced challenges before. You are still here. Keep fighting. You have to design a new life. One so strong that you can't get in the deep hole anymore. There will always be the potholes of life, but you are capable of creating a new you that doesn't need a shovel anymore. Once you are finished, there will be no deep holes to dig yourself out of. No major comebacks will be needed after this one. This is your last comeback story. Work so hard creating the new version of you that everyone has no choice but to say no one deserves it more than you. They'll say no one worked harder than you. So no one deserves it more than you. Work that hard. This is your last comeback story. Become obsessed with your life. What can you do better? Take ownership of that. All of it. Be honest with yourself. There will be no comeback for anyone that is lying to themselves. If you're in a crappy situation, that is on you. Pick up that shovel and dig your way out. The comeback is on. And it starts with the truth. How hard have you been working? Can you work harder? If you say no, what else are you lying about? Work hard. Can you work smarter? Work smarter. Can you cut some things out of your life that are taken away rather than adding to the quality of your life? Do it. Make that decision. Cut all negativity out of your life. Focus on what you can do. Maximize your time every day in learning and taking action. Everything you can do that will lead to a new, better version of you. It's comeback time. And the comeback is going to be far greater than the setback.
ready, get ready, get ready. Get your heart, get your home, get your friends, and get your relatives ready to meet the Son of God, because we're soon to leave this world to see Jesus Christ in the clouds of glory. It's coming. It's coming. It could start tomorrow. It could start tomorrow.
Oh yeah. It's coming.
When you look at the madness of society in which we live, God has a better plan for the redeemed.
Oh yeah. Jesus.
We're going to live in a city where roses never fade, where tears have never fallen from the eye of a believer, from a city that has never heard the word goodbye or farewell, that has never known the spirit of fear, where we will walk on the streets of gold and live in mansions designed by the architect of the ages. Father God, in the name of the Lord Jesus, let this Holy Spirit fill this place today, and let us see the King come in all of his glory. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible. To those who eagerly look for him, it's coming. It's coming. It could start tomorrow. It could start tomorrow. God Almighty is shouting from heaven, the King is coming. The King is coming. When you see these signs, lift up your heads and rejoice. Your redemption draweth nigh. For the Lord himself shall descend with a shout, because this is the day of absolute victory. Absolute victory over death, hell, and the grave. With the voice of the archangel and with the trump of God. The trump in the Bible is used to announce an appearance of royalty. With those in the clouds of glory, and so shall we meet the Lord in the air. Get ready, get ready, get ready. This same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall come again in like manner as you have seen him go. The King is coming. The King is coming. The King is coming. The dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up. Jesus is the Prince of Peace. He is the King of Kings. He is the Lord of Lords. He is the one who was and is and always shall be.
Honestly, I think anyone who has expertise.
The hour is now for game changers to emerge.
Be truthful to who you are. Life is so short.
So it drives me nuts when people say we don't have the time. We have 24 hours a day.
I am much more valuable to my family and to my community because I was willing to let them go. Go through the door myself, teach myself, learn myself, condition myself, and then come back and get them.
You're either going to get healthier and wealthier, or you're going to go bust. Your choice.
Pursue what you really want with everything you got.
Brace yourself, steady your nerves, put your head down, and tackle whatever you face head on.
I need you to believe in every possibility that you have and understand that it is not over for you.
Let your work get your opportunity. Let your work get your praise. Let your work open up doors. Let your work get people paying attention. Let your work get the whole world to notice. Stop thinking. Stop procrastinating. And you got work. Goliath! There will be many giants in your life. Whatever goal you have, get up and run after it.
Your brain is designed to keep you safe. Your soul, your intuition, your human spirit is designed to make you soar.
That's not just a book in your hand, that's your sword. That's not just an idea, that's your sword. That's not just a dancing gift, that's your sword.
But what you cannot do is you cannot quit during the process. You cannot give up because it is what you see. You cannot give up. Champions keep going when they don't have anything left in their tank.
I'm gonna rise, and I'm gonna show the world that greatness is obtained by a man that never stops pushing.
It's not easy to go through so many different circumstances, so many different challenges. It's not easy knowing that you may lose.
You gotta set the example. This is another obstacle. This obstacle cannot define me. It's not going to cripple me. It's not going to be responsible for me stepping away from the game that I love.
You need to rise up and understand what success is all about. We gotta rise up, we gotta start, we gotta finish. You should work so hard that you collapse on the bed and make. If you fall asleep, wake up and rise up again.
Through all the bumps in the road and the stormy weather, the heart of a champion you can make a measure.
You can't stop people from trying to limit your dreams, but you can stop it from becoming a reality.
You know, I have the same work like someone's trying to take it all away from you.
Architects, pioneers, innovators, students, athletes, lawyers, doctors. I'm sounding the alarm that a new mentality will emerge inside of you.
I need you to believe in every possibility that you have and understand that it is not over for you.
Now is the moment to start making your impact.
When you want this thing as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you find a way.
The fact that you're still alive and still on this earth, even though it's been challenging and rough, and sometimes we get discouraged and uninspired to keep going. God has a plan. You will grow through what you go through.
Don't be sad, be grateful. Don't dwell, do. Don't complain, create. You got this.
As long as there's breath in my lungs, there's hope in our hearts, and giving up's not an option. You and I and we, no matter what your unique situation, your storm, your struggle, your trauma, your abuse, your wounds, your scars, no matter what they are, you are not a product of your past. You are not a product of your environment or your current unique situation, but you are always a product of how do we navigate through our storm.
And so we're all waiting for perfect. It's an illusion that will never come to you, and it's an excuse to never show up and play. Your story is not meant to be your fortress. Your story is meant to be your fuel.
You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind.
That dream is not going to wait and say, take a breather. It's going to say, come catch me. Catch me if you can.
You got to block out all the noise around you that's going to tell you can't do it. Just believe that you can.
Tell yourself, I am more than my circumstances. I am more than my demons. I am great, and I will give my gift to the world. Because this is what I was born to do. Go get it, son. Go get it. Be sweet. 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 Go get it, son.
If you're going to see it, if you're going to see breakthrough, then you are going to have to be okay with the process that is required.
The one thing you need to do to go where you've never gone before, to have what you've never had before, is to change the way you think.
You're at the edge, watching somebody live, wondering what it's going to be like when you jump without ever jumping. And I'm just here to tell you, jump.
Believe that you can. Believe it's possible for you to have it.
Don't lay on your back. Anything that comes your way, you've got to be prepared to accept the challenge and go through it.
And stop thinking about the negative. Stop talking about the negative. Ask yourself, what would amazing look like for you?
As long as
as that heart is pumping blood, you're not dead yet. They haven't put rose petals on your box yet. Make sure every breath you take counts for something. Continue to pursue purpose. We all got purpose. Every one of you in this room were born to not just exist, but to experience life. Every one of you in this room, you were born to leave your fingerprints on history.
Love to shop fashion? It couldn't be easier at ASOS.com. Delivery, fast and free on.
Courage. Courage is the key to life itself.
It takes courage to act. Part of being hungry when you've been defeated. It takes courage to start over again.
If I could do anything for you, I would walk into your life and I would breathe courage into your life. And courage is a result of confidence. You have never seen a courageous person that didn't have confidence.
Human potential is not of any kind of measurable limit. It can go as far as you desire or as far as you have the courage to walk.
How do you stand up to massive external pressure? Courage. And courage is something that comes from relationships. You know, it's external. There are days we're going to doubt ourselves. There are days that storms are going to rise, and we have to have people who say, I got your back. You need to do this. We need you. The world needs this. Keep going.
Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the judgment that what you want is more important than your fear.
It takes courage to achieve your goal, man. It takes courage to be successful.
Patience and inner voice makes you unbeatable.
You lived a life dominated by doubt and fear, and how do you step into bravery? Step. Take the step.
No more will I live like this. It takes courage to fight back.
If you don't have the courage to act, life will move on you.
You don't work for nobody else. You work for your mama, you work for your sister, you work for your aunt, you work for your grandma, you work for your family, you work for your kids. You ain't making no other man rich.
Do you have the courage to stand though the storms keep raging? It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to win. It takes courage to be different. It takes courage to go where you never gone before.
A lot of people who are born in situations that say, I'll never get out of this. So they won't. I say to people who say, well, I would like to have done so and so and so. Somebody could have done it. So, but I couldn't get out of here. Man, the bus runs every day.
I know you're tired. I know you're broken. And it feels like you can't take anymore. And you have come to the end of yourself. But all of this means one thing. That you are a survivor. Your greatest weakness, the hurt, the pain, the betrayal, the feeling that you get when you wake up and you are inundated with so much responsibility. It feels like you can't breathe. Paralyzed by the pain of life. I can only imagine what it's been like to be you. But I'll tell you this, there is a switch inside of every one of us. And at any moment in life, it could turn that switch from surviving to winning. Because ultimately, survival is an illusion. There's only two types of people in this world. There's people who lose, and there's people who win. And it's hard to be a loser, and it's hard to be a winner. Today, I want you to make a decision to flip the switch inside of you from surviving to winning. It's time to win. See, the human being is the highest order of creation on earth. And one thing I'm crystal clear about is that at any moment in your life, you can come across a speech or a piece of information. And if that information is applied, that revelation, it can forever alter the fabric of your existence. It's in the midst of our greatest storm. If you can hear my voice, you've survived. You survived the hurricane. You survived the storm. You survived the trial. You survived the betrayal. You survived it all. In order to change your life, all you gotta do is flip this switch from surviving to winning. See, a survivor will sit and wallow in the pain of the past. But a winner will build even when they are broken. I may be weak, I may be hurting, I may have pains, I may have been down, but I am not out. I am getting out of this hole. Today, I'm getting out of the pit of misery and into my destiny. Your pain is not bigger than your purpose. And even when you have been crushed in this very moment, you still have your calling. Flip the switch from weakness to winning, from hurting to conquering, from losing to champion. What I've learned is to always keep going. Always. You know, there's been times, particularly early in my career, where it just feels like this is the end. But what I've come to find out is that no matter what happens, the storm eventually ends. And when the storm does end, you want to make sure that you're ready. And so I've really learned to put one foot in front of the other, good, bad.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you life is gonna be Ron Howard happy days every day. It's not gonna be that way. Matter of fact, it's probably gonna be the opposite. You see, the enemy is gonna throw everything he has in his toolbox at you. Now, he can't stop you himself, but his objective is to get you to stop you. This message is for the struggle, for all those going through trials and tribulations. People in this world are gonna fool you, disappoint you, turn their back on you. The closest around you are gonna give up on you. And when things hit the fan, everybody's gonna run. You're gonna look around and you're gonna be all alone. I'm just keeping it real with you, because somebody out there needs to hear what I'm saying. This ain't a motivational video. Man, this is life. This ain't no game to me, and I know what you're going through. And I'm gonna speak life into you right now. Nothing, listen to me. Nothing can stop you. God will never leave you nor forsake you, and that is all you need. There's a power inside of you that you can only discover when you are truly alone. Just as the waves on a beach shore come in and out, people will do the same. Relationships are like music, and you should never make music with anybody who doesn't understand, appreciate, gotta let them people go. You gotta stop chasing people who don't appreciate you. Sometimes in this life, champion, you gotta remind the world just who you are. And you don't do this by telling them with your mouth. You tell them with your actions. You make your actions speak loud and proud to who you are. Don't let the world convince you that you're nobody. You're somebody who just don't know it yet. Do you hear what I'm saying, champion? I'm speaking to the champion in you. Rise, champion. The way of the warrior. Champion eyes. Get back up. My spirit cries. Fear darkness. Choked out by a scream. The desire to climb and live out my dream. Take it for the team. Discipline reigns. I wanted too bad to listen to the pain. I'm a winner. To God be the glory. Tragedy and setbacks, an inspirational story. Warriors like me, we were strategically designed for the struggle. Many before me gave up and quit. Acted all bad till the first time they got hit. But see, blood don't scare me. I fear not death. Whatever it takes, champion, to be the best of the best. I was made for war. I cry out to heaven, blessed and unstoppable, an immortal legend. Climb, I say, the unclimbable mountain. Kicking and punching, I just keep on pounding. I found it. That deep desire to win. I remember defeat and I say, never again. See, warriors like me, we were born and strategically designed for the struggle. The way of the warrior, champion eyes, get back up, my spirit rise. Fear dies, choked out by the screams. The desire to climb and live out my dreams. Take it for the team. Discipline reigns. I want it too bad to bow to pain. I'm a winner. To God be the glory. Tragedy, setbacks, an inspirational story. Many before me gave up and quit. Acted all bad till the first time they got hit. Lord, don't scare me. I fear not death. Whatever it takes, champion, to be the best of the best. Climb, I say, the unclimbable mountain. Kicking and punching, I just keep on pounding. Because I'm a warrior, and that's what we do. I'm Billy Brooks, blessed and unstoppable. To God be the glory.
Success is a war over the invisible. It's having the faith and vision to see what could be, can be, and will be when consistently watered with an undeniable grind. Truth, the language of those who are truly alive. Soaring on wings of faith, they gracefully fly, radiating the power that they found down inside. Wrapped in fire, watch the chosen climb. Something in them refuses to be denied. Seizing the moment, they know the time has arrived. Refusing to doubt or believe any of his lies. We call these people overcomers because they know how to climb. Everywhere that you look around you, you can sense that people don't want to see you succeed. But I'm gonna plant this in your spirit. The fire and truth on the inside of you will make room for you, whether the haters like you or not. Doubt is the best salesman that there's ever been. He gets up every day and knocks on your door trying to sell you on the lie that you aren't good enough. But those who can sit in silence and still believe shall one day hear the music of that which they believe for. Each time you face something you fear, in truth, you go to a deeper level of growth, awareness, and personal power. See, the fire grows inside of you when you own and accept everything about you. It's time to stop running and climb. There's 3 types of people in this world: those in the game, those on the sidelines, and those in the stand watching. The time has come for you to make a decision right now. Which one of those 3 do you want to be? Climb. Now you could tell when somebody's about to go to the next level in life, because you could see it in their eyes. When the world turns their back on you, climb. When the whole world calls you crazy because your dream is so big, climb. And when you feel like you are at the end of yourself and that you can't take another step, still climb. The most difficult and pivotal times in your life, you will have to travel alone. But those who can sit in silence and still believe shall one day hear the music that they believe for. Climb. Warriors and overcomers, they know how to climb. As an heir to the promise, God has given you an inheritance beyond your own capability. The only way you will be able to come in possession of this inheritance is by faith. The real revolution is self-awareness. It's when you awaken to the truth that you yourself determine your own peace, success, and outcome in life. Real success, real transformation, real emancipation starts when you finally awaken to your own individual power and the God who gave it to you. Then you boldly wrap yourself in faith and unleash yourself upon the world. Climb, champion. Climb, warrior. Climb, overcomer. Climb, soldier. Climb, wrapped in fire. The chosen climb. This is Billy Allsbrooks, and I am blessed and unstoppable via truth music. And to God be the glory.